What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about PrEP. Yeah, because it's healthy. All right. Well, I don't know about that one, or if that really worked or whatever. But okay. Let's talk about PrEP, man. And the necessity for it. I'll share with you. I never had an interest on getting on PrEP. I think I had some preconceived ideas about, why I needed it, and you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, the opportunity came about to go on a research study for PrEP and a new medication that they're trying out, which is called Descovy. So PrEP and Descovy basically are both working to prevent the likelihood of getting HIV. And so apparently it is effective within a couple of days of taking it. And safe sex is always suggested, even if you are on the medication, but the likelihood, PrEP has been proven and shown to really reduce the risk. So it's actually a good thing for anyone who is at any type of risk for exposure to HIV. When I was first introduced to it about a year ago, and the idea started kind of popping up everywhere, I think there's a lot of more talk about it being in the larger cities, anywhere from LA to New York to San Francisco. I'm sure that the awareness is larger than other smaller communities, obviously. But I think in the metropolises, it definitely serves as a good thing to have, a good option for safe practices. In the community, in the gay community, we have access to a lot of sexual avenues compared to hetero groups and whatever, groups for the majority of people, right? Questionable. But they have swinger parties and this and that, but the gay community is known for the amount of sex drive that it has. In my world and the things that I've gone through, yes, it's very prevalent. So I think it's totally a good idea. The reasons that I had preconceived ideas about taking PrEP was obviously the fact of being looked at as a whore, or just kind of the stigma that now I can just be all free and liberated and fuck everybody. But that's really only part of the equation, and the other part is the fact that if you're a single guy, you are dating, you are having casual sex, and, for me, what has helped with the worry, I didn't ever think that I was so affected by the worry of it, but it's always in the back of your mind, and since I've gotten on PrEP, it has definitely reduced my anxiety and urgency of needing to be safe. I always like to remember to practice safe sex. Now I feel better that I have a way of just knowing and really just being able to relax due to the effectiveness of being on PrEP. So if you guys are on PrEP, you've probably seen what they look like. They're this chunky little blue pill here. It says that word, whatever it is. I can't read it. And then Descovy looks a little bit like this. It's a smaller pill, but it's in a rectangle form. So from the people that I've talked to, I don't pay for my PrEP. Hallelujah, what a blessing. Thank you to the study. And yeah, you know, I feel blessed. I hear that some insurances will cover PrEP, but a vast majority of them do not have coverage. Like a lot of healthcare plans do not have coverage for PrEP, and both of these medications can be pretty pricey, ranging from, you know, in the hundreds, you know, just for like a prescription. So, you know, it's obviously not an option for everybody, but if you can find a way to make it happen, if it sounds like it is an option for you to maybe get on PrEP, to get on PrEP and to practice safer sex, you know, it's a good option. If you could also, like, if you feel the desire to try it out, you know, and you're kind of like in limbo about deciding whether it's a good option for you or not, is, you know, like, if you know that you're living a certain lifestyle, you know, and you're not progressively making all these different changes, in a way it is like self-loving, and it comes from a place of self-respect, you know, to be preventative about your lifestyle, you know, and just taking responsibility, being responsible for your health. And, you know, it just adds. I am where I am in my life. I'm still single. And I hesitated because when I first was dating one person who had been on PrEP, I hadn't been on PrEP. And it was like a very early introduction in us getting to know each other that I found out that that person was on PrEP. And it gave me this idea and this image that I kind of like created for that person of just the assumption and the knowing that that person is probably sleeping around with other people. And that's not uncommon, but it was a little bit unsettling to kind of, you know, feel like the person that I would really like to develop a bond with, you know, was on PrEP. I try to look at it as in like, you know, we're all boys out here, and, you know, if we're single, we're single. If we're not, if we're in open relationships, whatever the deal may be, it's like, you know, there's still a part of it that makes me want to know that, you know, relationships are possible without having to take the measures of, like, you know, safer sex and stuff, and for, like, monogamy, of course. Because, you know, the gay world, it's so colorful these days. No pun intended. But there's a variety of different types of lifestyles just being gay. You know, there's not just like a one-size-fits-all by any means. Like, that is just, it needs to like lose its grasp because it's silly. Like, there are all different types of gay people, and la-di-da. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if this medication is available in other countries. I have not done that type of research. I'm really glad that the community has a lot of awareness in the bigger metropolises. I don't know what it would be like in smaller places, like I said. But hopefully, you know, that would become available kind of like across the board, and, you know, that there would be funding for anyone who wanted to get this medication. So, you know, I definitely just say, be safe. I like the fact that I have the accessibility to be on PrEP, and yeah, man, you know, that's my quick review about, you know, my experience with it. And, you know, if you feel like you may benefit by it, check it out. You know, if you're getting it on a lot, girl, you know, never hurts. So, all right, cool. Well, I wish you guys a happy weekend. Hope it's filled with lots of fun, you know, whatever you may be doing on your Friday or Saturday nights, you know, celebrate. And namaste.